Hi folks, thank you so much for downloading this episode of a work in progress D&D podcast, a creative experiment of sorts. I'd like to mention that this podcast is not for children. Now, why don't we jump into this adventure? Hi folks, welcome back to a work in progress D&D podcast. This is the first recording session after the new year 2022. Ooh boy, let's hope this one will be good. And without further ado, let me introduce your brothers who run this thing with the firstborn of the family. We have...
I'm Sean. I play a human artificer, armorer, Alex Arcadis. I realize I have a lot of A's in my name.
You really do. That's interesting.
You do, yeah. That's something
Yeah.
you never really realized.
Find out another alternate name for human that starts with A.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And then we have the thirdborn.
I'm Ryan. I play the tiefling paladin of the ancients, Pine Deciduery.
And then we have the secondborn, myself, Eric, the GM/DM of this game, who is ready to get in on this next part of the adventure because we got a monster to slay.
Hey. It's been a while since we've had combat.
Yes, it is. It's been a while. Maybe it'll happen today. It'll probably happen today, let's be honest. All right. And without further ado, let's go. Last time in our adventure, our heroes, Alex and Pine, met up with a rather boisterous knight who recounted to them that something is afoot within the Duchy of Greenfields, the Green Duchy as it's called. That somebody is causing this trouble, this plague, this disease on the different farms in the duchy, and possibly even causing or targeting the royal or the family who have sort of ran the duchy, between hiring some bandits to kill off the son and the future heir to the Green Duchy, losing the son who ends up being the boy that our heroes helped rescue from Meanlocks in the Grey Wilds, who somehow is related to the Grey Lady and somehow also related to the Duke of the Duchy. It's all coming together a little bit, and how somehow this family has a tie to the land, maybe, and that's what's causing the problem, so who knows where that's gonna go. But before they could continue that investigation further by actually going to the castle, the Green Castle, they were sent on a quest. It seems some sort of burrowing monster is heading towards the northernmost farm, which is the largest farm in the duchy, and particularly one of the biggest yielders of produce for the duchy. And between the plague that seems to be ramping up from the south, and now this monster coming down north, it seems like this monster is a bit more of a immediate threat at the moment, while individuals are trying to figure out a cure to this plague. So, our allies, our friends, have joined up with the wonderful knight, I can't believe I'm forgetting his name.
Syr Edmund Brightblade.
Thank you. How could I forget that? How could I forget the incredible knight that is Syr Edmund Brightblade?
It has been a while since we...
It has been a bit, I will say. So, with Syr Edmund Brightblade and roughly a whole smattering, I don't know if smattering is the right word, of Rainbow Guard, you've all rode north to that farm within a day or two to try and deal with this monster that is coming down and whose burrowing ability might uproot a lot of the crop. And so, we jump back in. The two of you are riding side by side with Syr Edmund Brightblade, his armor glistening in the morning sun as you are finally there, day 2 of your ride to get to the northernmost farm. It'll probably be another couple hours before you get there, but you are riding as hard and as fast as you can. I believe I said 50 or so guardsmen behind you. I don't know if any of you wrote that down or want to double check that.
I don't believe I wrote that down.
I think we had a number.
Okay, I feel bad because I thought it's in the recording and I have yet to, and I should have listened to it before going into this session. We'll say roughly, I think it was like 50. 50 seems like
that sounds right.
Okay, so we'll say 50 Rainbow Guard accompanying you, each on their own sort of horse, their spear, short sword, shield, get up. So you're riding hard and fast to try and get to the farm, hopefully before this creature gets near. Can I have, though, while you guys are riding, can you guys make perception checks for me? But these will be at disadvantage because you're riding, quickly. Just let me know if either of you roll a 15 or higher.
Okay. Ooh, probably not. Definitely not. 9.
Hey, I rolled a 16.
You did?
Yeah.
All right. Cool. With disadvantage, yeah?
Because the other one was a natural 20.
Wow. All right. Well done.
The new dice. The Christmas dice.
Nice. Well, awesome. Perfect.
Dice I got for Christmas.
Perfect. So, you're both riding, and you're just, kind of going as quickly as possible, and Sermon's like, yes, we can do it. If we ride hard and ride fast, we should get there before midday, or maybe a little after. Either way, we should get there before the monster attacks the farm. Hiya! As that's kind of happening. Pine, you're kind of going, but you have this feeling on the back of your neck like you're being watched. And as you kind of are, trusting your horse to follow in the lead of Syr Edmund Brightblade and his horse Juniper. How could I forget Juniper? How could I forget them? You trust your horse to keep riding as you kind of turn your head to the side. You can see flying kind of through the trees on your left a rather familiar owl flying by. In particular, the larger of the two owls that a certain wizard had when you met them seems to be not it's keeping a surprising pace, but you seem to have been the only one to notice that this owl seems to be following you.
And that was, Roma's owl.
Mm-hmm. Roma Owli, one of her 2 of potentially many owls.
The one I didn't detect was her familiar, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, I think I said exactly what kind of owl it was, but nevertheless, it was the larger of the 2. Because I think her
I only wrote down what the
familiar was.
Familiar's owl was.
Yeah, which I think is like a
elf owl.
Elf owl, yeah, because it was tiny. So, do with that information what you will.
I think I'll just notice that and just keep riding.
Okay.
I won't mention.
Got it. So, as you keep on riding, eventually you can see a break in the trees. You kind of reach a hill, stop for a second as Syr Edmund's holds up his hand to hold up the procession, and kind of is just up on the hill, kind of overseas. You kind of see you can see from here farmland and stuff, and sort of a small village in the distance that seems to have varying housing and such. One particular larger building, which is probably some sort of tavern or meeting area for everyone to congregate after a hard day's labor.
Can I just ask one question real quick? Sorry.
Absolutely.
How far off was the owl trailing us?
How far away from the party?
Yeah, what was the distance from
in
the party?
terms of distance, you'd probably say roughly maybe 60 feet or so, but in the woods and flying very stealthily through the trees. So like roughly 60 feet, you could say, to like your left within the trees, and just kind of like able to like fly high above the branches enough to where like if someone, you know, made a high enough perception check, they would have seen like you did. But yeah, I'd say roughly 60 feet. And you even like when you guys stop here and Syr Edmund's like scanning like the farm, which is, you are now like at least down this hill and a bit farther you would get to the actual farm. You kind of peek back and you kind of see like high up in one of the trees, farther than like you see, because you recognize it between the foliage, you can and like recognize coloring between the trees, the leaves and the trees. You can see it kind of like resting up high onto a very high tree, just watching you all.
Okay.
But Syr Edmund's like, ha, there it is, the northernmost farm. We go down this hill, we should get there within the hour. Now, it doesn't seem like anything has disturbed any of the plantings. Well, that's good. Seems we beat the beast here. Well, I say we head on down and let the elder of the farm know that we've made it and we're here to protect them from this beastly thing. Ready, men? Ah! Huzzah, indeed!
All right.
Let's ride! Yeah! So you head on down. Within the hour, you eventually make it to the northernmost farm. It is very much like a small sort of village look to it, with just rows upon rows of incredible crop as you're kind of going through. Any sort of produce you can almost imagine that would be like produced here that wouldn't require too much of a weird, like in terms of like a specific climate, can be more or less grown here. And it's vibrant. Like honestly, it's mostly green, but the color of the produce is just so vibrant. It's like jewels like scattered throughout the greenery. Like it's
like someone put a saturation filter over it and just kind of cranked it to max.
Exactly. But not as jarring, but more
right.
Yes. So
no, where it's like there is something wrong.
Oh God. Yeah. No. So you eventually get there, and you get to essentially the big meeting hall / tavern, mead hall sort of looking thing, which it has like cornucopias instead of like the dragon or like heads. It's like these beautifully wrought cornucopias, which is the symbol of the Green Duchy. But in particular, this little area is called the Springing Deer. And its sign is like a deer that is both springing and also has like its antlers have like blossoms all grown throughout it to sort of both represent, you know, it's springing and it's also spring and it's a deer. Yeah. I don't have to explain too much, I guess, but So, Syr Edmund goes off his horse, and you can see, I am Syr Edmund Brightblade of the Green Duchy, Knight of Greenfield, is the elder of this farm here or around. And you see some folks like, oh, yeah. And they're kind of like trying to find him, and you see this older gentleman just kind of walk him, like, oh, yes, I am Renford. I'm the elder here, and we've received word that you are coming, and your scouts have mentioned some sort of creature is heading on its way to our farm. I imagine you're here to defend us against this, correct? Of course, that is the duty of a knight, Elder Renford. Have any of the scouts been around here that I could get an idea of which direction this beast is coming from? It's like, yes, I do believe one of the scouts is at the northernmost edge of the farm. I believe that's where they believe the creature to be coming from. It's like, wonderful. Thank you so much. We shall deal with this beast post haste. Come on, men. Thank you, Elder. And so you head off north with Syr Edmund Brightblade and the 50 or so guards with you. As you start riding north to the furthest northernmost edge of the farm, can I have you guys roll a perception check with me, regular this time, as you're not riding as fast? And I'm going to also roll one for good old Syr Edmund Brightblade.
11.
19.
And that is a 4. for Syr Edmund.
Pine's being very perceptive today.
What? Pine is, yeah.
Pine's being very perceptive.
He's owl
Yeah,
watching.
Pine is rolling real good today. So,
Can't wait to get in a fight and not hit once.
yeah, right? Alex, what did you roll?
11.
11. Okay. Hold, please. All right. So, as you guys are riding, getting towards the edge, Syr Edmund turns to you, Alex. Is like, I'm not entirely sure what our formation will be to deal with this creature, as we don't exactly know what it is we're fighting. All we know, I guess, is that it is some sort of burrowing creature. Have you experienced any sort of burrowing creatures or anything of the sort, my friend? Specifically to Alex.
Me?
Yeah, I saw your shield, and I don't know, it has dwarven runes on it, I believe, and I don't know if you know anything. I'm sorry, that's too presumptuous.
Well, to be fair, I just got this shield.
Oh.
But at least during my experiences, I don't really have any experience with underground creatures, especially in this kind of area.
I see. Well, hopefully, what we deal with isn't too much. And he turns back. Pine.
Mm-hmm.
You watch as this happens. You also see the owl has not been following you as closely right now because, like, there's no really tall trees. It's mostly, like, the crops are roughly about, if you're being up on horseback, it's you maybe, like, your head, you can look over, like, all of the different crops, in a sense, in this particular area right now, so that owl is nowhere to be around. But you hear this strange sound. It sounds like something... How do I describe this? You know when in videos or of people showing off, like, having something explode from, and it's, like, in the ground and it explodes from the ground and it kind of creates that sort of sound?
An eruption? Or
Yeah, like an eruption, but specifically from something, like, exploding on the ground. Like a mine detonating or
Like
something.
a muted eruption.
Like a muted eruption, yes. Pine, you hear that. And immediately as you turn your sight from, like, over your shoulder to take a look at the owl, you see this large, blue metallic shelled, massive, almost shark-like creature flying through the air towards Edmund. And it mouth wide with...
Oh, God.
But you also see something else because you rolled a 19.
Uh-huh.
You also see there's a glowing in, like, the back of its throat, this sort of, like, orangish fiery glow in the back of its throat, but it is, like, wild-eyed, leaped forward, massive 3-toed claws, armored plating, just this massive jaw, and it is flying towards Edmund. What do you do?
Hold on, I need to look something up. I don't know if I'd be able to do that. Wow, I turned right to the page.
Nice.
I'm just gonna do what I can to possibly stop this, and I'll cast Shield of Faith on Edmund.
Nice. Okay. That literally bumps his AC up to 22 because he has plate armor and a shield, which I guess his shield isn't on right now. So his AC will be 20. So
Okay.
you've bumped Edmund's AC up to 20. So.
And I will just be like, Edmund!
Yes! And just this look of absolute shock and awe as there's just this big gaping maw just goes towards him and Juniper with this strange red glow in the back of its throat. And I'm going to be rolling this attack with advantage.
Oh, that's all I could do.
No, that was good. That's honestly, that little bit of something might be the thing that, like, saves him.
Yeah.
Or not.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
is it advantage because you noticed it, or is it too late for that?
It's
I'm just saying.
because even though Pine noticed it, Edmund rolled
Very poorly.
very poorly to not realize this thing was coming, so I was giving it
Okay.
advantage on the attack. I just rolled
Okay,
a
roll a
natural
natural-
20.
Roll 20. Uh-huh.
Plus 7.
Fuck. Ow.
Okay. This is...
Oh boy.
Oh, this is gonna
This is-
suck.
This is gonna hurt.
I can't do anything because I didn't know.
Alright, I just need to be upfront with you guys. As you probably can tell, Ryan, I don't know if Sean, this is a bullet.
Yes.
I'll show you.
By the way,
I
I
already knew that.
immediately called it once like we were done recording. Like the next day, I'm like, I'm pretty sure Eric's throwing a bullet at us.
And I'm using its bite attack,
Uh-huh.
which is normally, without a crit, 4d12 plus 4.
Uh-huh.
Shit.
So this is about to be 8d12 plus 4.
Roll all ones. Roll all ones.
Well, here we go.
Uh-oh. I just want some help on this math real quick.
Oh, of course.
8 plus 7
15.
plus 5
15. 20.
plus 1.
21.
Okay. That's the first 4. 12,
21. 33.
10,
43.
5,
48.
and 10
48. 58.
plus 4.
62.
62. Is he dead or is he unconscious?
Hold on. Well, no, I said it was a surprise, so he doesn't really get his reaction. Either way, that wouldn't happen. How much damage was it?
62 total.
You watch as this bullet flies through the air and almost with incredible, like, dexterity is able to take Edmund, dodge Juniper, you hear this sickening crunching sound as armor is crushed, and Alex and Pine, you're both sprayed with blood.
Ah!
And you watch as the bullet, like, crashes down and spins, and actually, and, like, lands into, like, some of the guards behind, and just lands and spins and shreds a bunch of the knights and their horses with its own body, as you see a limp, unconscious, and incredibly bloody Syr Edmund Brightblade in this thing's jaws. Roll initiative.
Oh, Jesus.
You almost just killed your own NPC right away.
Yeah, I also probably could have killed the horse, too. But I just targeted good old sweet Edmund Brightblade.
Now I roll well. Wait, what is my initiative again? Or
14.
Oh, it's +1. Well, still. I got 16.
All right. This thing rolled an 18.
Oh, come on! This
And-
motherfucker.
I think my Shield of Faith should still be on him.
Yeah,
right?
it's still on him. So hard. Once more. Alex, what did you roll?
16.
Okay. And Pine?
14.
14. Okay. All right, and we're going to just roll the guards as their own sort of initiative altogether, which there's probably like...
Hey, how much would you say there's, like, left?
It probably killed, like... It's a large creature, so it's like a first. It probably killed, like, a good... It probably killed, like, 5 of them out of the 50.
Okay, so it's 45
Yeah.
left.
And the guards rolled a 10. That's not bad, actually. I'll have their stats here so I can roll, or tell you guys to roll. So, at the top of the round, the bullet, and you...
Did you roll for Syr Edmund?
I did. I already rolled for Syr
Okay.
Edmund. Basically, after he took that hit, I'm like, I need to roll him down and just, like, show exactly where he is, and how he is at 0 hit points. So, with that, you can kind of see the bullet. Its eyes are absolutely enraged, and it even, like, it can feel just all the stuff around it, and it's just, like, it's wild. Like, honestly, like, even the two of you, make a Arcana or a history check, if you would. to see if the two of you even like know anything about bullets.
10.
10.
15.
15. Okay. Alex, in your studies with where you used to live, needing to know about things that move underground, you understand that bullets are they're not something that naturally occurred initially in the world of the Rainbow Coast, but they were something created by wizards of ancient times, probably around the time of like the elves and giants, or even possibly before that. So like there's some sort of strange bit of like transmutative like combination of creatures, and they're almost like possibly were created as like sort of a biological weapon of sorts, which is why like their armored hide is almost as hard as steel. And so it's rare to even see any out in the open like this. But in terms of like exactly why, or exactly who or what reason, or whether or not they even procreate out in the wild, or even if there are any more, this is a rarity. This is an incredibly rare creature to encounter, and the fact that one is here is, it's crazy. But you do watch with this sort of anger in its eyes. It actually roars out at you, which in turn tosses Edmund Brightblade out into the ground. His sort of like just puncture marks in his armor that are just oozing with blood. And this thing just like mouth covered in it just turns around and like starts to bite at a bunch of the guards and horses behind it. 16 plus 7, 21. All right. I'm gonna say
Actually, it's 23.
Thank you. So I'm glad you're here. So it just goes to bite at a bunch of the guards and horses behind it, and that's gonna be 14 plus 6, 20 plus 4, 24 points of damage as it just turns around and just absolutely destroys like 2 horses and 2 more guards. Like in one bite just rips them through and just tosses them to the ground as the neighing of these horses, some of them are starting to like freak out, and some of the guards are being thrown from their horses as this thing is just like chowing, as just starts to like kind of crunch down, and doesn't even seem to be eating anything. It's just in a rage and wanting to destroy, and you aren't sure why unless you would like to make a check. But, Alex, it is now your turn. What would you like to do?
Well, of course I might do my usual armor up! And I'll do the usual thing. I'm just like panicking. I'm just seeing what my friends say. I don't even do like a magic pose in my head. I just rush over with the infiltrator armor on, and also my shield is drawn. And just seeing them there, I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds.
Cure Wounds on Edmund?
So my, how close am I? I just want to know.
You, honestly, be as close as you want. You're probably pretty close. It's not like, you have enough speed to get there, that's what I'll say.
Yeah. So I'm just going up, and you see, like, my hands kind of light up, like I can't remember exactly, but, like, where the marks are, like, on your fingers, like, those parts.
Oh, like your fingertips?
Not fingertips, but, like, the markings. Joints, yeah. Like, the joints like light up in like a greenish glow, and then I basically cast Cure Wounds.
Gotcha.
So it's I think it was 1d8 plus
your intelligence modifier.
Yeah, my intelligence.
1d8 plus 4.
All right, here we go.
Or 5.
Oh yes, 8.
Nice.
Plus 4. Right, plus 4.
Yeah. Whatever. You're...
Plus 4. Yeah. Yep. 12
points.
So 12 points of healing.
All right, you do that, and even because of your attunement, understanding metal and stuff, you doing that even kind of heals up some of the holes in the armor, and you just as it just like thank you, my friend. This is no mere beast, and he just kind of like gets up,
I know this.
Just strains up, pulls his shield out, draws his sword, says, "Oh, to be a knight in this day." And he is absolutely... He's fucking hurt, but he is not down for the count. He does not seem to be, like, afraid of this creature, but is more like even more willing to,
even more determined.
yes, to go into the fight in the fray. Alex, is there anything else you want? Oh, bonus action to activate your armor healing.
Cool. Yeah, basically.
All right.
Yeah.
Then it is now Pine's turn. Pine, what would you like to do?
He's drawing both of his swords.
Oh, sorry, real quick. Shield of Faith is still on?
Yeah.
Okay, now Edmund's AC is a 22.
22. Got it.
All right.
And with all the determination of Edmund standing up and still ready to be in the fight, Pine rushes in and goes to attack the bullet.
All right, roll your 2 attacks for me.
So first attack is with the longsword.
Mm-hmm.
Your new longsword.
Yeah, I haven't gotten a chance to use this yet.
Same thing with my shield.
That is a 16.
That just misses.
Damn.
You run in and try to slash in, and it's just like it just kind of tings off the metal hide, just like that wasn't a hard enough hit. You got to go in for something more fleshy.
All right. With the offhand, that doesn't hit. I rolled lower.
You try to go in, but you see it moves and like deflects to the side, and you see this thing's murderous eyes just looking at you with a growl in its mouth. You can see that sort of strange orangish fiery glow from the inside of its throat. Anything else you want to do, Pine?
That's it.
Okay.
You want to heal it? You want to heal Edmund?
I use my action and bonus action.
Yeah, is that, yeah.
Oh, your second attack is your bonus action?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, with that, it is the guards' turn. So, the guards are going to make roughly 2 attacks. If you guys would like to each roll a d20 for me and then add 3 to the hit.
Okay. 17?
21.
They both hit. Well done.
Yes.
So,
Nice.
I want you
No,
each
17.
to roll 2d6 plus 2 for me, as this each are like 2 are different, 2 guards each are like stabbing in.
Oh.
You said
2d6 plus 2, because each guard is 1d6 plus 1. So
Okay.
each of you are controlling 2 guards at a time when they attack, because that's roughly how many can get onto it at a time.
okay, that's 12 points of damage from me.
Nice.
I rolled a 6 and a 1.
All right.
So that's going to be 9 total.
9 total. 9 plus 12 is
21.
21. All right.
I rolled the max, and I rolled the lowest.
The few guards that have yet to be like damaged or hurt by this thing are able to take their spears and able to get in between these metallic plates and stab at this creature, and it roars out in pain and starts to turn its attention back to the guards. Now, Syr Edmund Brightblade, standing, bloody, shield and sword in hand, runs forward and makes his 2 attacks. Dee-dee-dee.
Oh, I really hope I don't have to use all my cure wounds.
That's 8 plus 5. That's not going to do it. And then, 14 plus 5, 19.
19.
Well
There we
done,
go.
Syr Edmund. That is... Whoop, shit.
Sound like a winning with a cup.
It went into the little pencil holder over here. Oh my god! I roll this d8? Oh my god. Okay, 2 plus 3. That's 5 points of damage by Syr Edmund Brightblade to this creature. Which... not quite enough to actually draw the attention, as it's still has more been stabbed by these guards. So the bullet is just going to once again take another, just going to like rush in and kind of do this like just razor spin into these guards, as opposed to its deadly leap. It's just going to like deadly rush and just basically be like almost like an armadillo and just like spin and like just rip and tear. 10 plus, yeah, that's gonna hit the guards because they have 16 AC. Damn. You just watch this thing rips through as they take 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 points of bludgeoning damage, and 5, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 points of slashing damage, as once more, like, another 5 guards and their horses are completely shredded through. And it's just, this thing is just being covered in a sheen of blood and gore, and it's just roaring out. But now it is back to Alex's turn. Wait, how many guards are we at now? Probably like 40?
How many guards died from that attack?
First, 5 guards initially, and then another 5 guards. We're going at like...
Yeah.
So
40. We have 40 left.
40 guards left. Okay. So, with that, Alex, it is now your turn. This beast is still in front of you, just covered in blood, shining, and this strange red glow from the inside of its throat.
Let's see. I think I'm going to... Okay, where is everything? I just want to know.
So I'll say the bullet has moved another, like... It's probably, like, 20 feet ahead of you right now, as it moved farther into, like, the guards that are behind you.
Okay, and... I'm just debating on this one.
Mm-hmm. And Pine, you'll be up next, so just think on that.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a large creature,
It
right?
is a large creature, yes. A large monstrosity, specifically.
Alright, I think I'm going to do this. So, after seeing it do this damage, I'm gonna run over to him, and while running up to him, I'm get my feet open a little cartridge, and out comes this slimy stuff around it that I'm using it to cover the area around the bullet. I'm gonna cast grease.
Ooh, that's nice. So you just kind of like dash forward and like spin circles around it and cast this greasy spell all around its feet, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yep.
Can you remind me exactly what that does again? It's something about...
Slick grease covers the ground in a 10-foot square, centered at a point within range, and turns it into a difficult terrain for the duration. When the grease appears, each creature standing in its area must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or fall prone.
Okay.
A creature that enters the area or ends its turn there must also succeed on a dexterity saving throw or fall prone. But I'm like, after I said, I'm backing away from it.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to roll a dexterity saving throw for it.
Come on, fail.
That is a 12.
Oh, what do I gotta compare that to?
Whatever your spell save DC is.
My spell.
I think that fails.
I think it fails
Let
too.
me check. I gotta go to my spell save DC. Spell save 14.
So you watch
So it's
as you do this. You run up and dash around as your greaves.
greasy like
Your greaves open up and excrete this grease as you this grease as you run around, and you have this thing's attention, its wild eyes, and tries to like leap at it, just tries to like claw and like bite at you, and you watch as it like slips and like falls, and then now it's like on its back, sort of like a turtle, and just like so its belly is open. There's not a lot. It's relatively still hard, but it's not like the metallic of its upper side. So anyone who attacks this will have advantage on getting right up on it, or if they want to climb and jump onto it as well. Pine, it is your turn.
So
I got one more first level slot.
yeah, seeing that. Oh damn. No, I'm still gonna do it.
Wait, Sean, you only have
I will.
one. Oh, right, because you cured wounds. Never mind.
Yeah, cure wound.
Yeah, Pine, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I'll go up to it and do 2 more attacks.
Yeah, absolutely. You jump right up on top of the beast's belly and make your attacks with advantage.
24.
24 is a hit.
Okay. And that, you know what? I'm pumping a smite into it.
Hell yeah.
So that's 2 additional D8.
Yes.
Okay. 14, 15, 18 points of damage.
18 points of damage. Hot damn.
Okay.
All right. Give me a
And then
moment.
for the second attack,
All right.
another 24.
That's a hit. Yeah, that's a hit.
I'm just gonna do a normal attack. 9 points of slashing.
Ooh boy, this thing is starting to look a bit rough as you line up that first attack with your new longsword, and you watch as you put the magic of your smite into it. The lines of dwarven design start to light up the blade, and you slash down, and it cuts open, and this burst of this. It's blood, but it's not like your typical color. It's almost like this bluish color. It's not red, or like it hits up its blue, and then it sort of oxidizes a little bit in a way that is surprising. And then you cut in another X mark as it's more of that strange bluish but soon brownish color explodes in your face as this thing roars out ahead of you. It is now the guard's turn. So once again, can you guys roll your d20s, adding 3 with advantage for your spears?
Unnatural 20.
Very nice.
And this is 2 attacks?
It's,
or just the one?
It's just the one with 2 spears going in.
I also rolled an unnatural 20.
Nice, yeah.
But
So
good too. My first roll was a 1.
all right, so yeah, both of you roll 2d6
2d6.
plus 2.
Okay.
That's 5.
That's better. I got 12.
12 points plus 5.
Ryan?
Yeah, 5.
All right, 12 plus 5 is
17.
Thank you. Oh boy, yeah, they run up and the spears jabbing into the belly of this creature as it starts to roar out in pain. Now it is Syr Edmund's turn, and Syr Edmund runs up, sword in hand, and goes to stab down on this beast with his 2 attacks at advantage. That is a 15, which doesn't hit, and that is a that one first attack does not hit. Ooh, 17 or natural 20 by Syr Edmund Brightblade.
Hey! Karma's a bitch, Bullet.
It sure is. That's 2. Oh.
Oh.
One of them was a 1. So 5 plus 1 is 6 plus 3. That's 9 points of damage to the bullet. Right. As he comes in, he trips up a bit. So like the first one kind of goes a little wide and doesn't connect. But then he runs in and just like stabs it down in this X mark that you created, Pine. And goes, ha ha! As he stabs into this beast. And it roars again. And now it is going to... It needs to make a check to become unprone, correct?
Yeah, I believe it was the... Yeah, no, dexterity. A creature that enters the area or ends its turn there must also succeed on a dexterity saving throw or fall... Oh, hang on. When a grease appears, each creature standing in... A creature that enters... Oh, that's only when it enters.
Okay, so it can still just get up normally.
Yeah, let me just read this again. When the grease appears, each creature standing in its area must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or fall prone. A creature that enters the area or ends its turn... or ends its turn there must also succeed on a dexterity saving throw or fall prone.
Got it. Okay, so here's what's going to happen. As it gets up, it is going to start just thrashing about. So it's going to essentially hit both Pine, Edmund, and some more guards. So I need... Pine, I need you to make either a strength or dexterity check for me. And then Syr Edmund
Both the same?
What?
I said both's the same, so...
Yeah, so either one.
Oh.
Yep, I see it. Hold on.
That's a 7.
That's a 7. All right, Syr Edmund. Oof, that is a 5. Can you roll each for the guards for me? Plus 1 to your roll.
Fuck. 8.
That's a 6.
8.
Okay, so everyone is going to be taking the full points of damage, but I'll roll that in a hot second when we come back. So we'll see you all in a little bit. Hi, folks. It's Eric from the future, brought to you through the magic of editing. Welcome to the mid-break. So, to stay as transparent as possible with all of you, as is the nature of podcasts, ads can be a necessary function for a podcast to continue to operate and even improve. So, ads have a chance to show up on here. But I will try to set up some sort of way for people to directly support us if they'd like, to, get ad-free episodes, and with enough support, maybe even some extra side content. Well, I think that's enough of the busy talk, so let's jump back into this adventure. We are back, folks. We are back, and here's what's going to happen. I'm about to roll some damage.
Welcome back. Ah!
All right, so, also, I will say, Pine, and if Edmund even survives this, Pine, you will be knocked prone by this. Mm-hmm. So 4, 8, 9, 10, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 points of bludgeoning damage. And then 10. Oh, another 4. And then 14 points of slashing damage. Edmund is unconscious, but we'll say, 1 death save.
So 27?
So, yes,
total?
27 total. So Edmund is, I'll say have 1 fail. Oh, and then
Ha.
another 5 guards.
So what would the save be for keeping the concentration on Shield of Faith?
27. It would technically be 2 separate saves.
2 saves?
Okay. Each being 10.
Okay.
10 over.
That's 15.
Good.
And we're good.
Okay, cool. So Edmund,
Still up.
while unconscious again, at least is still shining with the incredibleness that, other than his own self, the magic of Pine. But then you watch as the bullet starts to like burrow into the ground beneath as it seems to go underground. You don't get the sense of it's retreating, but it seems to be planning something as it just burrows into the ground beneath you. How you'd like to follow it is up to you guys, because Alex, it is your turn.
Well, I'm gonna use my bonus action to get one of my minor healing potions and pour it on Edmund.
All right, click. All right.
Yep.
Yeah. Roll. Oh no, sorry. To give someone a healing potion, that takes an action. To take it yourself is a bonus action.
Ah, shit.
Yeah, sorry.
I can handle Edmund.
Okay, then in that case, I'm gonna summon forth my Thunderwave Cannon and just hold it until the bullet does like a pop-up attack.
All right, cool. So you're holding your turn to cast Thunderwave. Pine, it is your turn.
Pine will get up and rush over to where Edmund is and place his hands on him, and I'm going to use all 20 of my lay on hands.
Shit.
Damn, all right. He's back up to 20 health. He goes,
How are you doing, by the way?
Oh, I'm not great.
You watch as Edmund pops back and is like, oh, thank you. I'm sorry to be constantly getting knocked out in this fight, but I think we're doing it. I think we're defeating this beast. Oh, and he stands up. The guards...
It's okay. I'm almost there, too, and I'll, as a bonus action, do a, use one use of my Channel Divinity to gain a spell slot back.
All right, sounds great. The guards on their horses are starting to like aren't sure exactly what to do. The rumbling, there is some they feel some rumbling happening, and Edmund himself starts to brace himself for whatever might be happening next. It is now the bullet's turn. Alex, you feel a rumbling underneath you as the ground explodes and the mouth of the bullet comes to take a bite out of you, but you get your reaction as you're being launched into the air with this thing. Cast your Thunder Wave attack, or you know.
Okay. Should the bullet also make like a Constitution saving throw?
Yes, I forgot that's how that worked for a second. Let me do that. What is your DC again?
Why can't I now remember my spell save?
14?
14, yeah.
Okay. Has a +5.
Oh fuck.
And that's a 2 + 5, so that is
yes.
Hey.
2 + 5 is 7.
Yeah. So how much damage?
2d8 thunder damage, and would be pushed 10 feet away.
It would normally.
But at this point, would it just be pushed back to the ground?
A little bit. It kind of comes up, and then you still are, like, falling, so it ends up still being able to make its attack, its bite on you. Even if it's like, ah! And it just, like, pushes the ground, and you fall, and it's going to still make its bite attack. But how much damage do you deal it?
About to roll that right now. Ooh, very good, very good, very good. 14 points of thunder damage.
14 points of thunder damage. That's very good.
That was my last first level spell.
Yeah, that's good. This bullet is not looking so good.
I'm just gonna say this to the bullet. Sorry, bullet, but here comes the boom!
You boom out, it lands, it like gets hit down, but it's still like in the air, so you both are sort of falling, so you fall a little bit, and it still is able to kind of make that bite attack against you. That's a 16 + 7.
Oh, damn, it hits.
Alright, so I am going to roll 4d12.
Even with my damn shield. I can't do anything with my shield, right?
No, well, your shield adds 2 to your AC.
Right.
Which you already have counted for?
Yeah, I already accounted for that, but still, it would have hit. That's too high.
I know.
For me to sail.
So 8 + 6.
14.
14 + 6.
So 20.
+ 4 is 24 points of piercing damage as this thing kind of bites into you, and you're kind of inside its mouth, and you can kind of see that glowing happening in like the back of its throat.
Okay.
It is your turn, Alex. You're currently more or less grappled in the mouth of this bullet. What would you like to do?
I kind of, just for the fact of the situation I'm in, I maybe want to cast Firebolt.
Okay.
And kind of aim it right at the gem thing.
Or it's just a glow. You don't know
okay,
what
well,
this
aim
is.
at the glow.
Okay.
So, let me just look that up. I'm pretty sure I just roll a d10, right?
You roll a spell attack roll, so a d20.
Oh, D20. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's a 17 on the roll plus 6, so 23.
Yeah, that's gonna hit. So roll
Nice.
2d10 fire damage.
2d10.
Yeah, because you're level 5.
No, we're level 4.
Oh
Roll
shit,
level
you're
4.
level 4. Sorry. Yeah, so it's 1d10. My bad.
As much as I want to roll 2. Never mind, max damage.
So 10.
Yep.
So, Alex, as you cast, how does this firebolt cast from you? You never
So
explained.
technically, I guess you could consider it like Genos. Like he changed his arm into like one of those like furnace incineration cannons. Basically, he's holding his shield arm up to like try to stay mobile, and then he turns his right arm into like an incineration can, and then just fires a firebolt.
Gotcha. So
Down
you're
its
stuck
skull.
in this creature's mouth, and you shoot this firebolt down it, and you watch as it hits the inside. But you watch as the fire, you'd expect it to do more damage, but it seems like some of that fire energy gets like sucked towards this glow. It definitely still hurt it, but it didn't do as much damage as you were hoping to.
Oh boy.
So with that though, it is now Pine's turn. Pine, you watch as like a bit of burst of flame shoots out, and the bullet seems to go, but it still like has your friend in its mouth. What would you like to do?
Come out with the swords.
You're gonna come at this thing with swords. Perfect.
All right. First attack. Please, God. As I'm slightly bloody. Nope. That's a miss.
Damn
Okay,
it.
your second attack.
Second attack.
Come on.
That's a miss.
Oh
God.
no!
I rolled a 2, and then I rolled a 3.
I am sorry. You get in, you ding off these things. The guards, unfortunately, the dirt around, they're not able to make a clear with the stuff on the side and the mound in front of them of dirt. They aren't able to get past to actually stab at it. So it is now Edmund Brightblade's turn as he runs in to make his 2 attacks against this beast. That's a 4 plus. That's not gonna hit, and that's a 3. Oh no! He goes in to try to hit, but he keeps stinging off. We go back to the bullet. It is going to
Remember what I said before all this happened?
what?
Yeah.
I was saying, boy, I'm rolling so well. I can't wait to miss all my attacks
right?
when we get into a
Yeah.
fight.
This bullet is going to take another crunch down on Alex, and it will have advantage because you are in its mouth.
Oh, damn it.
That's a 19 plus
Yeah, that's good.
7.
That hits.
Yep.
It's gotta beat 18.
Yep. I'm sorry. Bullets, they're tough. This one in particular is very strict. All right, so that is maybe not so bad.
You see it now.
Lovely.
9 plus 6
15,
plus 5
20,
plus 9
God, 29.
plus 4.
I'm out.
You're unconscious?
Yes.
Okay. You watch Pine as your ally is crunched and then like swallowed into this creature's gullet.
Just
Alex.
feverishly just wanting to just stab this thing.
Alex,
Yeah.
it is your turn.
Right.
I need you
gotta
to
make
roll a death saving throw.
And it's just 10 or higher, right?
It's just 10 or higher. You're not adding anything.
Whew, 18.
Okay. You have a success.
Yep.
Pine, it is now your turn.
Let me hit this thing for God's sake. Fuck.
That's one
Damn it.
attack. You got one more.
Unnatural 20.
Okay.
That's a hit.
With my scimitar, and you better fucking believe I'm smiting this thing.
Absolutely.
14 points of damage.
And
How do you do it, Ryan?
there we go.
Yes. So the first swing misses or dinks off, and just with the rage of nature flowing through Pine's veins, goes to slash with a scimitar right at the bullet's throat, and just infuses it. And his scimitar glows a verdant green, and some light thorns kind of curl around the hilt of the blade as I just slash and slice open the bullet's throat with just verdant light spraying with the blood.
Absolutely. As this thing lifts up to put Alex down its gullet, you run over and just absolutely gut the thing's throat as more of that bluish, brownish fluid just pours out over you, and you watch as the thing just eyes like in shock, and then it gurgles and like rolls back and slams down dead. It is a dead bullet in front of you, and you hear Syr Edmund's like, "Huzzah! Quick, open its mouth! Let's get our ally out of there!" Which before that happens, Alex.
Yeah.
As you are in the state of unconsciousness,
Okay.
you find yourself in a black void, but there's a sense of light behind you, like something is there. But before you turn around to even see what that is, you are, I'd imagine, healed in some way by Pine.
I cast Cure Wounds.
Okay.
You heal 5 points of hit points.
So, as that happens, you're unaware of this, but essentially, before you can turn around to sense what that sort of light in this void is, you immediately are like pulled back to reality, and you wake up. You're outside of the bullet's body, and you realize you have something in your hand.
Okay. I just come back from it. It's like, oh, that was something. Yeah. Who? I look and I realize there's something in my hand now after repeating that I'm alive, and then I open it.
You open the hand and you see a ring. It is a ring made from tungsten, which is basically this sort of silvery metal, and it is set with this sort of, and it's carved in a beautiful way, where it in the center around it is a this sort of reddish orange ruby of sorts, and and it feels like kind of warm to the touch, whether that's just because of your own like hand or whatnot, but yeah.
I would say it's from the hand that I released my firebolt. Yeah, it's like, okay.
Yeah, Pine, you see this ring in his hand as well.
Huh. Wonder what that is.
I'm just saying we're finding a lot of rings lately.
Oh, well, it seems you've got some treasure from defeating the beast. Aha.
Yeah.
Well, I should say I wouldn't doubt well, we've lost quite a few good men and horses. So I'd say, good job. This was no mere beast of sorts. This is some strange creature indeed. Well, why don't we see if we can tie it up and bring it back to the elder, show him that a job well done. I think we deserve a bit of a rest and maybe a feast. I could go for a good meal now.
Yeah, it's like I
would have to agree.
I concur with that.
Well, all right, men. Gather up what you can of the wounded or the dead, and we shall hold a ceremony for their loss, and make sure I get the names of all who have perished in this pursuit. Oh, this was a much more gruesome battle than I could have expected. This creature, whatever it is, I've never seen anything like it, and it is one fearsome foe. Especially with this hard as metal shell. Well, let's head on back, and we can deal with the casualties and everything else from there.
While we're like walking away, I'm just looking at that bullets and just thinking to myself, like, how did that thing even get here? I know he's thinking that in his mind, like,
yeah.
And while Alex is contemplating that, I just kind of search around and if he can see the owl at all.
You do not see the owl anywhere like nearby the battlefield, but I'll say as you guys sort of are picking up and like getting whatever remains of the other guards and even their horses, bless you.
Thank you.
Oh,
Going-
I should also say, I don't know if this happened, but he's also thinking, can I use this guy? Can I use this bullet's armor?
Maybe.
Yeah.
But as you guys essentially are able to rope up the bullet corpse and are able to gather up the best handled remains of your fellow guards, you eventually make your way back. And once you get back to like the main area, as people are crowding around, it's sort of like, oh, ooh, ah, and just like praying is sort of a prayer to those who have fallen. Pine, you do see on the very top of the roof this owl kind of hiding a little bit behind some of like the carving architecture of the springing deer, and it kind of very slowly is able to like, or not slowly, but is able to like see what's happening and sort of move out of the way to not be seen by anyone, but you see it before it's able to hide. And so with that, we will end today's session. And next session, you guys will have a feast to celebrate your defeat and maybe some talking. And who knows what other sort of stuff you do. Whether you maybe want to carve the bullet and see if you can turn its armored hide into something.
Yeah.
That could be fun.
Yeah, that'd be great.
And you have some sort of new ring.
Yes.
Ooh, what could it do?
Ooh.
All right. Well,
I don't know.
thank you all so
I don't
much.
have that kind of magic.
Thank you all so much for joining us again on this new year start episode of A Work in Progress D&D podcast, and we'll catch you all next time. Bye.
Bye.
I'm tired.
Agreed. That was quite the exciting fight. Now, that concludes this 7th episode of our podcast. I hope you are just as excited as I am to see what the future holds for our players. If you like this episode, don't forget to like, rate, leave a review, share with a friend, or all of the above. It really helps us out. You can send us email at awipdndpodmail@gmail.com. That's awipdndpodmail@gmail.com. Once again, that's awipdndpodmail@gmail.com. Very excited to read whatever you send our way. And you can also follow us on Twitter at awipdndpod, samely spelled AWIPDNDPOD. Last but not least, thank you so much for listening. Thank you to my brothers for joining in this experiment, and an extra special thank you to my wife Allie for her constant support and advice. I have been Eric. I hope you continue along with us on this adventure, both real and imaginary. Ta-ta for now.